Yeah. All right. Welcome to Al Capone's mob. My fat sister and her friend are downstairs watching this. We're going to go through a bracket for a one-time quicker so I can help my sister do hers, and maybe you guys can get some valuable information because I'm amazing and I'm the best at watching brackets. It's March Madness. You just pick. There's an East, Midwest, West, and South. You'll have the number one seeds. There's 4 number one seeds this year. It's Villanova, Gonzaga, Kansas, and Kentucky got a number 2. So the another one, North Carolina. So that's your 4 number one seeds, and it ranks them all the way down to 15 seeds. And we're going to go through, and you have to pick out each bracket who makes it. And then there is an Elite 8, there's a Sweet 16, an Elite 8, a Final 4, and then a National Championship. So I'm going to close this because we know the bracket basics. So our first matchup is Villanova, a number 1 seed. They went 31-3 this year. Courtney, turn that down a tad with the remote. Just any remote with the volume. Dadgum, I don't even know this team. Versus MSM. Oh, crap. Okay. So this is a no-brainer. The reason it doesn't know the team yet, because they're actually doing the play-in games today. But we can go ahead and pick Villanova to win because they're going to be so much better in the 16. And rare in history of sports has a 16 ever lost to a 1. I think one time when Appy State. I don't even know if that was a 16-1. So that never happens. So we're picking Villanova here to advance, and they're going to play the winner. Now we'll look at this matchup. This is where it gets a lot tougher. You have Wisconsin. Courtney, can you see? Okay, now we're moving to the next one. Wisconsin v. Tech, boys. Wow, I wish my face was showing up on this screen, though. Okay, that's fine. Courtney? All right, boys, so Wisconsin, Virginia Tech. An 8 versus a 9. These are very, very tough games. Let me open up my B-dubs here. Let me show you guys the B-dubs.
BAM! Crap, I just dripped on my keyboard.
Crap. Let's go back. Boom. Okay, so Wisconsin v. Tech. We'll be quick for you. These are tough. These are 8-9 matchups. They're always hard. Right here it gives you your AP rank, their strength of schedule, their conference record. And it gives you their record versus the top 25, which can be indicative of how they're going to perform against better competition in the big dance. But here we're actually going to take Wisconsin. 72% of other people and users have. And here's your reasons why right here and right here. Some nice write-ups by Brad Evans and Stephen Bardo. But we're taking Wisconsin. Courtney, did you get that? Did you get that? Our next pick. Virginia, historically an incredibly defensive basketball team, playing NC Wilmington. But hey, props to them. They're number 1 in their conference. They went 15-3 in their conference, 29-5 overall, and they made the big dance. But I'm taking Virginia. They just suffocate guys. And I don't think Wilmington's going to have the talent to deal with that. Then we have next matchup, to be quick for my sister's sake. We got Florida, the pride of the SEC right now besides Kentucky, taking on East Tennessee State, ETSU. Yeah. So in this matchup, Florida, they're just a better team. 14-4, not a good record versus top 25, but ETSU doesn't even play the top 25. And just a talent gap there. So we're going to take Florida, full confidence in that pick. Then we got SMU versus the play-in game. It's going to be Providence or USC. I actually like the Mustangs. They went 30-4, 17-1 in conference, 2-1 versus top 25. Incredible defense, wonderful perimeter shooting. We're going to go with SMU, the 6 seed, the Mustangs over the 11 seed. All right, next we have Baylor, New Mexico State. Kudos for the Aggies for making it, but Baylor wins big here. Not big, but yeah, I got them by 8 or 9, comfortable. And not too much to talk about in this matchup. Baylor's played a ton of. They've played 9 top 25 teams. They went 6-3 against them. AP ranked 12, so yeah. We'll go Baylor there. Now South Carolina Marquette. This is where it starts to get really, really interesting. Courtney, I hope you're keeping up. because South Carolina is the 7 seed, Marquette's the 10. Marquette might be a better team. South Carolina struggled a little bit down the stretch, but they got 3rd in the SEC, 7 seed. Really good guard, shooting guard, point guard. Marquette, 3rd in the Big East, the best 3-point shooting team in the nation. And I'm honestly going to stop there because I think that gets you out of the first round. So I'm taking Marquette. That's a tough one, though. Duke and Troy. If you want the easiest matchup maybe of the tournament, it is Duke and Troy. Duke wins huge. It's not even going to be close. So full confidence there. Villanova, Wisconsin to keep going with this particular sector of the bracket. I guess that's how we'll do it. No, that's actually not how I want to do it. All right, we're going from the East. We're going to do all the first rounds. We're going to the West now. Gonzaga, South Dakota State. Gonzaga wins massively. Some of these I'm going to go through kind of quick, guys. And for time for my sister. She's here, and I'm trying to help her in a timely manner. And then otherwise, these matchups are just kind of easy. A lot of them are. So let me get you back in here. I say easy. We'll see what my bracket stuff is, right? So we got Gonzaga. Then we get this. This matchup is tough. Northwestern, Vanderbilt. Northwestern is the first time they've made it in school history. So really, really awesome story there. But then you have Vanderbilt beat Florida. 5 victories in the final 6 games of the postseason. Very inconsistent. They played hard at the end. But they got that butt kick by MTSU. Let's go Blue Raiders. I held my hand up, but you guys can't see that. That's tough. They got good shooters. I'm going to take Vandy. 9th in the West, which means Gonzaga. That's tough. Let's see here. Wildcats play okay defense. They lost to Wisconsin in their champion. Let's go Vanderbilt. But guys, this one is tough. But Vanderbilt's 4-2 versus top 25. Beat Florida. Finished a lot stronger than they're inconsistent throughout the season. So we'll go Vanderbilt. Now we have Notre Dame, Princeton. Why'd you yell that? Now Notre Dame lost 5 of their 6 in ACC play, and then but then they forced their way to a conference title game. So exactly. They have a lot of strong rebounding, as this writer says. They can bang with the best of them. 47 blocks, 34 games. They're experienced. A lot of double-figure scorers. Princeton, it's nice to see an Ivy League team. Those are always cool to see them try to play basketball. But good luck. Notre Dame on experience. They probably win pretty sound. West Virginia, Bucknell. West Virginia. Next. Get this out of my face. Maryland, Xavier. Now this could be a good team. Or a good matchup. Xavier had a really rough schedule. Went with 21-13 with it. 9 top 25 teams. They won 2 of those games. Maryland went 0-2 against the top 25. I do love that, by the way, as a quantifiable statistic to influence my decision making. But Maryland had such an easy schedule. I mean, they really, really did. They didn't play a ranked opponent until February 4th, and then they lost 5 of their last 9. But they got Melo Trimble, playmaker. Justin Jackson, combo forward, averaged 43% from long range. I mean, they're pretty solid. Now, Xavier lost their NBA prospect, Edmund Summers. You can read here. It was a season-ending knee injury. That's not good. They did beat Butler in the Big East, but him going down is a big deal. That guy's a superstar. So this is a tough one. I do like Xavier's experience. I like that they beat Butler. I like their rebounding. They'll need bigger contributions from their bench. I don't think they get it. I think it's a really, really good game, but I'm going to take Maryland. I'm trying to move quick for my sister. Florida State will they'll run over Florida Gulf Coast. But remember the awesome Florida Gulf Coast story just a few years back. So I say run over. Honestly, it'll probably end up being a good game. This is one of those ones where I wish I would have more time for this particular video because it's a potential upset. Not one a lot of people are picking, but we're going to go Florida State. They're good. They're 7-3 against top 25, so that's probably not going to be. St. Mary's versus VCU. 7th straight year for VCU being here. And then St. Mary's set a school record for wins at 28. But they're in the WCC with Gonzaga, so you don't really hear about them. That's tough. This is a good one. neither team got a win against the top 25. They're averaging around the same. Really good defense from St. Mary's. Fantastic, as a matter of fact. I'm going to go St. Mary's. That's going to be a really good defensive game. That's going to be really close. Arizona's going to maul North Dakota. We'll keep moving on. Gonzaga, Vanderbilt. Gonzaga's a better team. I think Vanderbilt's barely going to even scrape by. They did finish strong, but I think Gonzaga's going to win. Incredible team. Now, we'll pick that one, but we're going to actually go – we're going to do that. So we're going up to the top right. This is the Midwest. We got Kansas, and it doesn't even matter with this play-in. It's going to be Kansas. They're going to demolish them. Really, those 16 ones are just tough. Now, here we go. We got Miami and Michigan State. Goodness, Michigan State lost a ton of people to injuries. So they're here in the tournament, though, for the 20th consecutive year. They're young. I like them. Efficient shooting, scoring, okay defense, but a little inconsistent. They got a couple of freshmen really kind of holding things. And let's see here. Miami's dancing. Let's see, with 63 points a game. Pretty good defense. Awesome guards. Got a 6'6" senior shooting guard, Devin Reed. I like him. They're long, they're athletic. Most people are picking Michigan State here. But I'm actually going to go, and this is another game. It's honestly almost a toss-up. I wish I could do more research before this particular video. But Miami's beat Virginia, North Carolina, and Duke. So, yeah, we're going to go, why is that right? This can be averaging 12, 113. Needs to make the most of it. Miami's battle-tested, though, with wins against, yeah, sure enough. Yeah, we're going Miami. Strength of schedule. Iowa State, Nevada. Now that's interesting. Nevada's got that brand new coach second. And then we got the Big 12 winners in Iowa State for the third year in a row. They don't turn the ball over. They have amazing front five. I mean, their starters are just fantastic. They're experienced. You got some length in Nevada. I'm taking Iowa State. 3-5 against top 25s. You guys know how I like that. Purdue, Vermont. Purdue's a lot better football team. By football, I mean basketball. So we're going Purdue. I love Creighton. I love Creighton. Creighton, Rhode Island. They're 18-1, 7 Nation, Marco Watson, and then he tore his ACL. That's right. Then they lost 7 of their next 12. They got hot in the Big East tournament. Advanced to the championship game. I think they lost in that game. Rhode Island, I don't know as much about. But they got the A10 tournament, which is how they're even in the championship, because they won their tournament. If you win your tournament in your conference, you get an automatic bid to the Big Dance, a.k.a. March Madness. They're a physical team. They're clicking at the right time. As much as I do like Creighton. I'm a big Creighton fan. I'm actually picking the upset here with Rhode Island. Once again, it's going to be tough, but I like to pick some 11 seeds over 6s, even if you get these wrong. Because if they're right, they'll do really, really good things for your bracket and your bracket percentages. So this was going to be 50-50 for me. But Creighton didn't rebound super well. Rhode Island's kind of clicking. We're going to go Rhode Island. Most people won't be making that pick, so be warned. So even you, Courtney, if you don't want to make that pick, Creighton is a safer pick. But that's just what we're going to do. You got to roll. You got to go with the upsets, fellas. You got to have some of them, right? And Harry Potter's joining us on stream. Now let's go back to the testing. Because Courtney's being a butt and he's a hurry. Just kidding. Oregon, Iowa. Excuse me, Iona. That's interesting. Oregon, big time. Talented, physical. Shared the Pac-12. Michigan, Oklahoma State. I'm actually going to go Michigan. Simply, I love their record versus the top 25. Oklahoma State puts up a ton of points, but they allow a ton of points. This is going to be a really, really good game. They're an offensive machine. I mean, 85 points a game is 6th in the country. I like Michigan. They play defense. They don't have a lot of possessions. They're methodical. They don't turn the ball over with those limited possessions. I think that's enough to get it done, but Oklahoma State is scary. We're going to go Michigan. Courtney, once again, you can go either way on that one. Louisville's going to run over Jacksonville State. Hader, Loving. Patino's got that team ready to play. Kansas, Miami. Oh, excuse me. We're actually going to go to the bottom right here, which is the south side of the brackets. Starting with North Carolina, Texas Southern. North Carolina and a landslide. No questions asked. Arkansas and Seton Hall. Now this is good. I like this one. Because the Pirates are neat. They lost a guy for the NBA. But that opened the door for a few other players you can see down here. I like to pick from this. Credible rebounding team. Good pass out team because some of their guys get double teamed. Double-digit scores off the bench. That's always huge for me. Arkansas just got clocked by Kentucky in the SEC, but before that, they're good. A lot of upperclassmen. 8 of his last 10 to even go to the SEC tournament, putting up almost 80 points a game. Tons of blocks. Good defense. They lost to Missouri and Mississippi State, and they can't beat a top 25. They have one. That's really tough. Seton Hall is playing pretty good ball. And I'm just going to have to go Seton Hall right there, even though it's a 9/8. Those are 50, that's not a big deal. Now, this is my upset pick of the day. Yes, I went to my freshman year at MTSU. Let me cue actually, no, if it's going to go to YouTube, I'm not even going to cue the music. You guys are seeing all my stuff. Whoops. Oh, goodness, did I X out? There we are. All right, Middle Tennessee versus Minnesota. What are they, the Golden Gophers? Anyways, MTSU have played fantastic this year. They played really, really good. Not tested as much as all the other teams they are in the Sun Belt. 30-4. Set a best season in school history. I'm going Blue Raiders. Bit of a homer, a little bit of bias, but I really think that this could be one of the bigger upsets in the tournament. So I'm going MTSU. You want to be safe, you go Minnesota, but I really think if you're trying to get an edge on other people in a bracket where it's going to be so close, this could be the upset for you to put you over the top. Butler's going to Winthrop, pun intended. And Courtney, are you hanging in there? Okay, wow, my sister picked Minnesota. She goes, yeah, I picked Minnesota. All right, idiot. Cincinnati versus the play-in winner, Kansas State and Wake Forest. We'll go Cincinnati. They play good defense. They're efficient. Mike Cronin's nice. He's a good coach. He's smart. They hold teams at 38%. That's shooting from the floor. That's 6th in the country. Very, very balanced offensively. They shoot well. We're going to go Cincinnati. Let's keep it moving. I haven't been checking my chats as much, by the way, in Twitch and Beam. I do apologize. Let me take a couple clicks. Yep. Wow, you guys are seeing. I forget you guys see all this. Boom. All right, we're back. Okay. UCLA, Kent State. UCLA, they're just a better team. Some of these, like I said, I view as that easy. The Dayton Flyers and Wichita State. If you're a fan of brackets, college basketball, Wichita State will always capture your attention. They're a good team. They're usually a really experienced team. Not from whatever. They always win. They always make the big dance. The Flyers do too, but they're in the Atlantic 10. They won the Atlantic 10. Let's see, four in a row for them, so that's nice. Let's see. Guards Landry swap spots. Oh, some nice coaching change for Wichita State. They switched their 2 guards. Shooting incredible behind the arc. Big dance running 15-game winning streak and playing their best ball. 15-game winning streak, playing good ball. Wichita State's my pick for the upset. It's not a big upset, but for the upset. Kentucky, North Kentucky. Goodness, as much as I'd like to talk about this, it's nothing to talk about. North Kentucky. I'm just kidding. Kentucky. North Carolina, Seton Hall. I'll pick North Carolina. I like the Pirates. They're playing great basketball right now. North Carolina just a little too talented, a little too fast, a little too long. North Carolina, but I bet this game, mark my words, will be a little bit closer than people think. But North Carolina. Tar Heels, boys. Now, my poor Blue Raiders meet Butler in the next round. And we have, by the way, switched to the next round, so let me show you. We are now up. We're just going to go ahead and do the seconds. So the Sweet 16. So right now, I do think MTSU will lose to Butler. I think Butler plays too good a defense. Though, I mean, this one's tempting, I'll be honest with you. But Butler's a pretty solid team. I mean, they're just second in the Big East. One of the best seasons they've had. Top 10 teams in RPI. They're a top 50 team. They're 21 right now in the AP. 6'7" forward. They're big. They have great guards. Shoot 41% from downtown from their starting guard. So, point guard even. So, yeah, I'm going to go Butler, but MTSU's fantastic, dude. You can't – I mean, I honestly I wouldn't be surprised if they upset here, too. I love MTSU this year. But as I'm a homer, I'm trying to account for that, so I'm going to pick Butler. I think the dream ends there. UCLA, Cincinnati. That should be a good one. But UCLA's played really, really good, high tempo, incredible field goal percentage. They're quick to the rim. But they're gonna have to play better defense. They're just gonna. I mean, they've not played great defense, but they're putting up a ton of points. I do like them over Cincinnati just because I don't think Cincinnati can score quite as many. They can't go bucket for UCLA. So we'll pick UCLA. Kentucky, Wichita State. Once again, Wichita State's hot. Do not expect this to be a blowout as much as a 2-10 might think you would because it's Kentucky. I think it's a close game, but I'm going to take Kentucky. I think they're just a little bit better. They're a lot better, but Wichita State plays so good right now. They're so hot. They play so hard. Kentucky by 5. North Carolina, Butler. That's another good one. I'm going to take North Carolina just a little bit more on the top end. A little more top end than Butler, a little bit more scoring than Butler. I am going to take Kentucky. I'm trying to speed this up for my sister. But I am going to take Kentucky over UCLA. Once again, a great, great game. I mean, it's going to be an incredible game. I would like to have researched this one a little bit more. I think there's a little bit more talent on Kentucky. A little bit better defense, at least, that shows up more often. So Kentucky and maybe an overtime game. You can go either way on that one, Courtney. Now, before I pick this, let me finish out the West bracket. Notre Dame, West Virginia. That's going to be a good game. Goodness gracious, that's going to be an incredible game. This is one of those. It's going to be absolutely a battle of attrition. They both play fantastic basketball. They play wonderful defense. They don't turn the ball over. That being said, I have to pick one. And Notre Dame has that experience. I'm going Notre Dame here. West Virginia is an incredible ball club. They got a little bit better scoring, in my opinion. But I just like Notre Dame's experience just a hair more than West Virginia, but that's almost a coin flip. Florida State, Maryland. Florida State, 7-3 against top 25. They played the big boys. They've won against the big boys. They got, 5 of 11 who are 6'8 or taller in their team. Incredible size, 6'7 guard. Florida State's just a little too big for Maryland, I think. St. Mary's, Arizona. I'm going to go Arizona. Arizona's just a fantastic team. I mean, they're playing incredible. Took the whole season. They're now in sync. They're hitting their night. We'll see. We got a guy come back from their suspension. Had a rough patch, but he seems to be on top now. Their backcourt and Roy Alkin and Kadeem Allen they hold opponents to 30% beyond the arc. I like that, especially in the tournament. Give me Arizona over St. Mary's. And this is tough. Gonzaga, Notre Dame. Once again, Notre Dame's fantastic. The way Gonzaga plays too with tough defense is a good matchup. Actually, I think this game will end up being really, really good. And honestly, to be different, I almost want to pick Notre Dame, but I'm going to pick Gonzaga too because I'm helping my sister, so I don't want to make a lot of crazy picks. But that's going to be close. That's going to be a close game. Then we got Florida State, Arizona. Florida State's playing fantastic. I like Arizona now. They kind of caught fire when they needed to. But Florida State has that size. They really, really do. Arizona's really, really deep, though. They're really, really deep. Let's see. Link will all but one player, at least 6'4", 5'11", 10 minutes, creating mismatch. This is going to be tough. I'm going to go Florida State with the upset. Once again, Courtney, you can go Arizona. That's what most people in your class will go. I'm going to go Florida State with the upset. And then now before we pick this game to go to the Final Four, allow me to pick. Are you down there, Courtney? I'm trying to hurry. I'm gonna do Villanova over Wisconsin. That's gonna be an incredible basketball game. I just like Villanova in this matchup. They're big, they're older, but goodness, Wisconsin's kind of getting hot at the right time too. They just won their tournament, but I'm gonna take Villanova. They've been here, done that. Now we got Virginia, Florida. My goodness, another really, really good matchup. This is why March Madness is so fantastic, dudes. I'm gonna try to eat one of my wings now. Let's see here. I bring napkins. Yep. Woo! Hadn't had heart barbecue in a while, fellas. Let's see. Virginia, Florida. Virginia with the greatest defense. Florida coming out of the SEC. Goodness. I think Virginia's defense is too much for Florida. I think they smother them. I think it'll be a good one, though. SMU, Baylor. Another good one. Baylor, based on experience, strength of schedule. That's an AP rank. Actually, my goodness, SMU's AP rank 11. But I like that 6-3 versus top 25 teams. I love their offensive rebounding. SMU is wonderful, though. You could really go either way on this. I'm going to pick Baylor, but not with a lot of confidence. Marquette, Duke. Although Marquette shoots the heck out of the ball from beyond the arc, so expect that to actually be a closer game. could end up being an upset. That's just how well they shoot beyond the arc, and that can really throw teams off in the tournament when they're just bang, bang, bang from back there. This leaves us Villanova and Virginia. Now, I don't like just picking ones to win, because that's just not usually how it goes. As you watch, there are upsets. You know what I mean? But Villanova is just really, really, really solid. Virginia plays an amazing defense. I think Villanova is just talented enough to still go over the top by. I think they win this game pretty handedly, to be honest with you. So we're taking Villanova over Virginia. And we have Duke Baylor. That'll be a good one. That'll really, really be a good one. Baylor is an incredible, incredible team. Outside threat, outside scoring. With Duke playing Marquette, they're probably thinking, man, we can't get a break at this point from these three-point shooters. Got a 6'10 junior on the interior. Smaller guards. I think that's where Duke kind of has their way. They're a little bigger outside, a little bit more talented. My goodness, you got Luke Kennard shooting 44% from the three. You got 5 double-digit scores in there, 5, and just incredible offensive efficiency on Duke. So I'm going to take the Blue Devils. Yeah, I'm going to take the Blue Devils there. Pretty good amount of confidence. Now, before picking that incredible game, let's go down. Midwest. And we'll be in the Elite Eight. Kansas, Miami. That's going to be a good, mark my words, that's going to be an absolutely back-and-forth game. Absolutely back-and-forth. They are very talented in the backcourt, Kansas is. Miami's extremely battle-tested. They beat Virginia, North Carolina, and Duke this year. Nobody's intimidating that ball club. You got some NBA player futures on Kansas. That talent alone and that ISO scoring opportunities they will have, and being 5-2, top 25, I'm taking Kansas. That's going to be a good game, though. I like Miami this year. Apparently not enough to go past Kansas, though, right? Iowa State, Purdue. This is a tough one. This is a pretty good matchup right here. Iowa State's playing awesome ball right now. They're fairly efficient defensively. Purdue is playing really, really hot right now. They typically have gone one and done a couple of times. They won the Big Ten. They control the paint, and they drown them from downtown. I like that in the tournament. I like that against Iowa State, but I think it'll be a good game. We'll move on to Rhode Island, Oregon. There's my Rhode Island guys again. Oregon that's tough. This will be a good game. Make no mistake, this will be a great game. Oregon just plays tougher competition. I think they've been tested a little bit more, albeit a little bit streaky. I mean, they're a great jump shooting team. They have some seniors. I do like that in the tournament. I'm a big seniors guy. One of their best bigs went down to an injury, which is tough. So they're not very deep right now, which is, you know what I mean. And Rhode Island, they're streaky. They're hot right now. What I mean by that is they're at a high right now. And if they win that and come against Oregon, I wouldn't want to be Oregon in this matchup. I really want to pick another. I'm going to take Rhode Island. Courtney, I would suggest you probably take Oregon, as most people will. I'm taking Rhode Island. Because if Oregon gets in foul trouble at all, I think Rhode Island could pull away. Louisville, Michigan. That's going to be another wonderful game. Goodness gracious. I like Louisville on defense. They're poised right now. They're rebounding the ball really, really well. Michigan's also playing really, really good ball. But they do not have the defense efficiency of a Louisville, and on that reason, I'm taking Louisville. Pretty high on confidence there. Now, Purdue, Kansas. Kansas is awesome. I get NBA players running around. I'm liking them right now. But Purdue has played excellent ball, gentlemen. Excellent ball. Efficient on offense, really good on defense. Incredible free throw shooters, which really, really matters. Kansas is so talented, right? This is one of those ones where Purdue could easily steal this game. Easily. But I got to take Kansas based on talent. Playing on the next level. Now, this is unfortunately is where my boys in blue, Rhode Island, comes to an end. I think Louisville is just too good, too big, and too deep. And by this point, Rhode Island, they're shooting hot. But Louisville's just been there before. And I think experience tops them. So we'll go Louisville here. Brings us to Kansas. Oh, whoa. Before we get there, let's go down. Oh, we're here. We are now in the Elite Eight, fellas. The Elite Eight. Whoops, dropped my thing. So we'll jump right in for time purposes. And this is the 25K bracket challenge on Yahoo Fantasy Sports. God bless you all. Thanks for joining in. And we are going to move in to the Elite Eight. My huge mom is watching this. Love you. Love you, Dad. Love you, Bishi. That's my wife. All right, we're going to go to the East. Villanova, Duke. Villanova won it all last year. They were the champions. Facing a very, very hot Duke team that is very inconsistent, but their highs are very high. This is going to be an incredible, incredible game. That's tough. They did lose twice to, 3 times to Butler this season. Villanova lost. That's going to, You need to shoot the 3 ball to even give them a game. Duke can, but Duke has no interior defense. And they turn the ball over a lot once they go down in there. They're respectable. Villanova, based on consistency. They're a more consistent ball club than Duke this year. I think they get it done. We're going to pick Villanova to go to the Final Four. Then we have Kansas, Louisville. This Kansas team keeps making it because they got all these big men. They got Landon Lucas at 6'10". They're 6'8" freshmen. And they are uber talented, if I may use that word. But then you have Louisville as a very deep and athletic team, long as well. Shoot well from outside, have a high up and down tempo, play great defense. That's going to be a tough one. Talented backcourt on Kansas. You got all the talent in the world. Tough hit you in the mouth team in Louisville. They're deep themselves. 38th in the nation, 6th in defense efficiency, 38th in points allowed, 12th in adjusted field goal percentage. I'm going to go Kansas. I don't know. You know what? Change up. Sorry to be that inconsistent live. I'm picking Louisville based on interior rebounding. Kansas only has one big guy playing over like 15 minutes a game. I'm going to go Louisville in the upset over the talented Kansas based on coaching, experience, and rebounding. Gonzaga, Florida State. Florida State's that team I'm liking because they're long, they're big. I love big teams. They don't shoot well from the 3, but they can slash you. They absolutely can slash you, shooting over 54% from 2-pointer. Very tall team. You got 5 dudes over 6'8". Great size, 26th in the nation offensive rebounding percentage. And their depth allows them to play aggressive. And wonderful write-up by Brad Evans. Thank you, sir. Then you have Gonzaga with the strength of schedule at 128th. That's awful. They just don't play anybody. They did beat Arizona, Florida, and Iowa State with ease. That ease concerns, I should say. So they are talented. They have experience. They do a lot of the things well, like shoot the free throw well, get to the basket well. And, this might be one of the best shots I've seen them have of playing this in a while. So I'm going to go Gonzaga. I kind of like them this year. That's going to be a great game, though. That game can go either way. If you want to pick something to really set yourself apart, that might be one of the ones. What? The court? All right, North Carolina, Kentucky. Goodness gracious, that'll be one of the top-rated games of the entire tournament. You got 2 teams, not as consistent as I would like at this point in the season. Both are incredibly talented. Kentucky won their conference tournament, but they're in the SEC. Let's be honest, that is no ACC in basketball. SEC owns football, not basketball. So, let's see. They got the NBA lottery pick for Kentucky, of course. You got Malik Monk, who's just an absolute elite scorer as a freshman, 40% from the 3, incredible, 5 30-point games. But then you have a slightly deeper team. You got Justin Jackson, who needs to be playing a little better for North Carolina. A lot of potential there, a lot of bigs. Or, you know what I mean, they rebound the ball really well. I like Kennedy Meeks. I like Hicks. They are going to push. They are going to put up points, but so is Kentucky. So that's really, really tough. This is a tough game. I'm going to go Kentucky over North Carolina for the upset, if you can call a 2-over-1 an upset. We're going to go Kentucky. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves to the Final Four. Let's go! First matchup up, boys, is, ladies and gentlemen, the Villanova Wildcats and the Louisville Redbirds, aka the Cardinals. Why is it not letting me? How do I do it? Oh, I just do it this way. Okay. I didn't pick it, so let me take this off. All right, Villanova, Louisville. So we're doing this one without the thing. Also going to check the chat real quick. Ooh, Twitter is just, we're on fire right now. 400K? Wow. So we got Villanova and Louisville. And then we have on the other side Gonzaga and Kentucky. The winner of this matchup plays the winner of this matchup for all the marbles, the national championship. We'll go Gonzaga, Kentucky first. Goodness gracious, that's a tough one. Gonzaga is just playing incredible. They don't have a strength of schedule, but if they make it to this point, like I've been riding with them in this particular bracket, I have to ask myself, do I think they end up losing to Kentucky? They absolutely can. And we look over at Villanova, Louisville. Once again, Louisville is an incredible defensive team, rebounding team, experienced team. Villanova is also the best team in the country. They're playing good. They won the national championship last year. I always end up picking Louisville, though, to go this far, and it usually doesn't go my way. And pass. I'm not trying to make something based on that. It's not a quantitative statistic. But honestly, in this matchup, I'm going Villanova. They're really good this year. And then we have good old Kentucky versus Gonzaga. Gonzaga's incredible. They really are. Kentucky's uber talented. Superstars. Future NBA player. Meeks. So, honestly, with these two, I think it's going to be an amazing game. Gonzaga, honestly, I'll be honest with you. I'm not some coin flip game. I'm going Kentucky just because I don't want two #1 seeds. And Kentucky could easily win that game. They're really talented. And if they beat North Carolina, then I think they can beat Gonzaga. So going back here is why I think they can win here. Then we have Villanova and Kentucky. Now, we're going to do it like this. 77, 73. And you, fans, have to be what? Hold on, double that in a second. So, fans, you have to decide yourself which wins which. Do I think the Villanova Wildcats get a second in a row national championship? Or do I take the young and talented Kentucky with NBA talent? You know which one I'm going to pick? I'll let you know. I think Villanova wins again, starting themselves as a dynasty and having a terrific 2016-2017 season. Your national champions, the Villanova Wildcats, 77 to the Wildcats, double Wildcats national championship, 77-73 Villanova. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Let me do this. Show the great hair that we promised. That was awesome. That was a lot of fun. God bless you guys for coming out. I've been in the streams with prayer requests, preacher and his marriage, wife and I, and just guys, I hope you had a terrific week. I hope you're really gearing up to enjoy March Madness. Just blessed to be alive and enjoy this. Hug your mamas. Definitely hug your mamas. My sister doesn't hug hers, but I do. And guys, thanks for coming out. You've been watching the Al Capone. Hit that like, hit that follow. Also play video games and just an all-around professional life. God bless you all. Seriously, thanks for coming out. Peace out,
Girl Scouts.
Just don't care.